I would say the first thing, well, I would say repetition. For one, repetition builds confidence, guys. I mean, it's like when you first started driving. Some of y'all still drive like this, though. You be like, turn on the blinker, you be scared, two hands on the wheel. You know, some of y'all now be driving with your knee. Like, you just good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be flipping the whip. Like, you don't even think about how dangerous it is to drive because you've done it for so long. And so
Exactly.
think about the things that you're confident in. Like, you break down the word confidence, it comes from repetition. It comes from understanding what failure is. See, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, and let's just talk about social media. I think it's a problem because we see byproducts a lot. We see, like, somebody might say, oh, Trent, you have, 2 million followers, or Facebook, whatever, 12, 10 million on Facebook. And you just see that. And you start to think, oh, well, if I do a live and I get 3 people on my live, then I'm not successful.
Right.
Because you're comparing yourself.
Exactly.
Your race is your race. When I first started, the thing that really helped me was understanding like impact over number. So it would be 5 people watching the video. I was like, dang, that's dope. Like 5
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
That can be multiplied. But most entrepreneurs never see it through because a lot of times it's tied to external reasons of why they want to do it. So
Exactly.
if your reason of why you're creating your product or why you're starting your business, and I don't want to tell you like what your reasons to be, but I just know like with people who last long and have longevity or just see it through to see the actual harvest take place from the seeds they planted, they have strong internal reasons why they do it. Like,
right.
Always tied to strong internal reasons. And then as you tie that, everything else follows, right? Money follows,
right.
Growth follows. So I would say like, put it on yourself, ask yourself, what can I do consistently? What separates me?
Yes.
Like what it is about you that makes you different. So when I came in this personal development space, I'm not saying I'm taking credit for it, but when I came into this space, like with people, like it wasn't many people like on their cell phones talking to the camera, giving motivation, right?
Right.
Everybody had the cameras, everybody had the suit and tie and talk professional, had the white.
And you're like, this is me.
All of that stuff, right?
I got my hat on.
Yeah.
I got my tattoo.
Straight up, like back in 2010. And I came into the space, not saying I was the only one, probably some other people, but I came into the space looking like this,
right.
talking just straight up, being just
right.
real. And I had so many people tell me, oh, like, that's not how you do it. This is the way you do it. And I was like, nah, that's how you did it. But how you did it might not be how I want to do it or
exactly.
what might work for me. And so I started thinking about what is it about me that's different? What can I bring to this space that will separate me? And it was just it was just me, just my straight up realness and straight up talk. And when I first did it, it didn't gain a lot of traction, right? It was like I got a lot of no's. Like nobody would bring me on their stage to speak.
Yeah.
None of that type of stuff. Now it's changed.
Yeah.
Like nobody would do any of that. And I just stayed true to the purpose. And so I would just tell you guys to stay true to the purpose. Understand when you're doing something great things take time. There's no you can plant a crop today and it grows tomorrow.
That helps a lot because like even with Instagram, like they make you feel like you got to have a studio, like the best camera to make content. And I'm starting to see now that you don't need that. You can use your iPhone and, your own little computer and your own lighting and just make use of what you got. Like, that's it. I want to spread positivity. That's what I feel like I'm placed on this earth to do. I feel like I'm unique in that. I'm good at talking to people. I'm good with communicating, making people smile. So whatever I have to do to spread positivity, like, sign me up. And that's what I'll use my platform for.
There you go. And that's all you have to worry about. Like, this, people on here know this. Like, with the help of rehabbers, obviously, and the help of God, was able to impact the world through an iPhone.
Right.
Go look at my old videos with the red wall. This red, actually, it's the office. The red wall right here is the wall right, that I record all my videos at.
Right.
And through an iPhone, and it changed my life and it changed other people's lives. So stop overthinking stuff, man. Stop allowing the filter life of social media to make you think that you got to do certain things. And I honestly think the less filtered things are, the more impactful they are now. So I appreciate the question, Brenda.
Thank you. Let's get a picture.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yay, let's get it. Thank you so much, Trent.
All right, take care.
All right, take care.
All right, who we got? Who's up next? Who we bringing on? I seen some people on here that let's see, there's somebody else on here. All right, somebody said add. Let's see. Man, I'll be wanting to add a lot of y'all, but I don't like some people like I don't, it's a risk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to come on here acting crazy. So the more you support, the more I see your name, the more I know what you stand for.
Hey, what's up?
What's good?
Not much. I'm just heading home from working.
Cool.
How are you?
I'm
And I
doing
was just catching your live. I was like, man, I want to go on there and talk. Like,
Come
everything
on.
you said, you and I have been chit-chatting for off and on for a couple of years now, I feel like. And so many things that you've talked about have touched me in such a way and impacted me, like where when I started my own company, I started from nothing, And I was like, what can I bring to the table? And that was somebody who trained dogs, who came from like a rough background, who turned their life around. And the discipline that I found through martial arts and like listening to your messages, I found ways to take action and apply that in my life instead of just being like motivated, because that comes and goes. Like, you have to be able to have the courage and conviction to, how can I take this and break it down into its smallest components and make it applicable to my life?
Absolutely.
And everything that you talk about, you demonstrate through your actions. And that speaks to me so much, because that changed the course of my life, like from the inside out. And I went from nothing to having my own LLC. When I started my martial arts journey, I didn't have any experience. I'm left-handed. I had to learn it right-handed. Now I'm ambidextrous, and that taught me how to become a good leader. Like, when I became empowered, that's when I was able to help other people. It's not selfish to put yourself first. You have to be able to take care of you and have guidance. You talk about your higher self all the time and connecting to God. When I started asking what God's purpose was for my life, like, how do you want me? What action should I be taking? Like, show me, like, your servant is listening. Like, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to listen. And then that inspiration started to come in. And it wasn't always like fuzzy feeling. It was, I have to go do the hard thing if I want to have an easy life, right? If I do the easy thing, my life is going to be hard.
That's facts.
Like, it seems counterintuitive, because your brain's not designed to make you happy. It's here to make you survive. That's how it was wired. But when you can start harnessing that, I mean, this becomes a powerful servant, but a very dangerous master. And I've like watched you talk about this so much, and I love it. It's fire, and it's applicable to everything, regardless of like what your field is. Whether you're waiting tables, or you want to do beats, or you want to inspire people, there has to be a reality check that it's not enough to just try and have a positive, and ignore the negative. Like, you have to be able to look for the lessons that are hidden inside those negative experiences. And you talked about that in your book. Like, where's the lesson in the pain? Because it's hidden in there. If you can get honest and step outside of it and look at it from an objective standpoint. Like, if I was advising a friend on my own life's problems, what I would advise them to do from a place of love, that's the advice I have to take for myself, and surround myself with people and the right kind of content that's going to feed me in a way that pushes me forward to live it, be it, and breathe it.
Oh man, I just want to be like, okay, mic drop. Everything and I just hope everybody on here right now, because everything you're saying is 100% facts, 100% true. And even with your craft, like, I've seen your craft, like your martial arts. I'm like, dang, I could never do that, but it's like, I know, okay, are you back? Okay, cool. I know that you went through a journey with your martial arts to get to where you're at, and then even with, as a dog trainer, I need to bring Titan in here right now. And I want to ask you this question, dog question. So Titan, he's a golden doodle, right? And so obviously, like, golden doodles are very deceiving. Like, they're not as big as they hair. And so, like, through quarantine, his hair got like knotted up. I brought him in, like, and so we got his haircut, and he looked so different that when the groomer brought him out, I felt bad, because the guy was like, "Is that your dog?" I was like, "No, that's my dog. I don't know. Is that yours?" Like, I didn't even know. I didn't recognize him. And then I saw his tag. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Titan." And it seemed like for that whole day, like he just wasn't himself. Like he seemed like he knew I don't know, I feel like he lost he's back to himself now. I feel like he lost his power. And I feel like, man, that's so crazy because it's like with humans, I see it all the time. But he's just like quiet. He wasn't hype, he wouldn't say anything. Like he wouldn't even show himself. And I'm just like, it's just crazy. So like do dogs, which I probably know the answer, but like do you think like that was it?
So I can tell you exactly what it was and this is applicable to us as well, because dogs track neurologically the same way human beings do up until about age 3 or 4. So if he's not been acclimated to going through that whole grooming process, like where he's been comfortable with it, it was a stressful situation. And so going through that and there being a breakdown in like a language barrier and familiarity, it's stressful. And so when he finally saw you and looks different, he feels different, of course he acclimates because he got through it. But
Yeah.
just like that was hard for him, and he was like, whoa, what he got a good reward history from is that he went through something stressful and saw he could get through it successfully on the other side, even though he looked different from going in and coming out. Like the things that matter were already there waiting on the other side. So, and like that's like the foundation for dog training, is being able to get comfortable being a leader so that you can walk them through stressful situations and show them that, yeah, it's stressful and it's uncomfortable, but you can get through this on the other side successfully, and it gets easier and easier every time you do it, as long as you continue to be a good leader and have that be structured out. So
Got you.
yeah.
That makes total sense. Like I appreciate you, and I'm gonna be contacting you for Titan because you're awesome at what you do. So have a good night. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Trent.
I appreciate
Good
you.
to talk to you. All right.
Man, that's deep. I have to show y'all Titan. I want to say I posted one of my stories, but Titan looks like totally different. His hair's growing back though, and I actually like him without his hair, to be honest with you, because he's less dusty. We're talking dogs and humans, but I asked a question about a dog. If you just joined in, my dog Titan, which is a human basically. All right, who else we got? I got about 2 more people to bring on here. Let's see. All right, let me see. You have a question? All right. Now I'm just gonna pick random people. I don't mean to say it like that, but like just you're not a random person. You're a special person. But just like I'm just gonna find somebody on here and just pick. So all right, I see. All right, cool. And then I got one. I saw a guy. I'm about to bring you on next. What's up?
Hi, big fan, big fan. I have a quick question.
How is life going for you?
I'm an essential worker, so I didn't get to go into quarantine at all.
Well, I want to say thank you for, what you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you. I have a question. I am very dependable on my mother, but sometimes I feel like she's my biggest bully. Like maybe it's her telling me straight up how it is, but sometimes I do feel that she tells me stuff so that to push me forward.
Yeah.
But in a way, I feel like maybe I overthink it myself. So when I started how to explain it, like to better myself, like this journey,
yeah,
I started pushing back a little bit, but maybe I'm not doing the right thing. What do you think?
So why is it, and we don't have to get into a depth of a conversation because it's not just a simple answer. But is it something maybe even growing up that it's a reminder, like basically when she's telling you that, trying to push you, right? Is it something maybe in your past that like the experience wasn't too well? You feel like, like for me, for example, I've had bad experiences like with people not believing in me, right? So every time somebody like doesn't believe in me, I have to really like go through that process because I can easily revert back to like, oh, that teacher is right that said I wasn't going to be nothing. And so like maybe her pushing you, maybe when you were time before, maybe you been pushed so much that it's made you very uncomfortable. You didn't like it. Like, has it always been like that with you two, or did it just get like that recently?
It's always been like that. Even growing up, we're actually really close. I don't know what I would do without her. You know, like every
Yeah.
little thing that I do, I usually go to her and everything. But maybe it's me not receiving the right answer, or maybe I look too much into it. But now
Yeah.
that I've gotten into this, like I started working on myself mostly because I'm a mom now. I have a 4-year-old, so I wanted to do, grow up a little, maybe not, lean on her so much. So, but I noticed it a lot more because I feel like maybe I don't want to be that way. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to change maybe the, growing up, for my daughter to not be that way for my daughter, maybe be for her a little bit more or something.
Right. And I think that's good because you always can change. I always say like further the baton, right? When your mother gave you a baton, whether it was in the lead, whether you felt like she gave it to you behind, whatever, you have to pick it up and create it. Like you always want to further that for the next generation. So I'm the same with my parents. Like my parents are great, but I want to give more to my kids that they didn't give me, even though they gave me a lot of things. And I want Tristan, my son, and my daughters, to Maya and Marley, to be able to give their kids more than what I gave them. And that's how we further, generations and make generations better. But I will tell you this, when it comes to communication, right? Your mom, your mom loves you, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, she loves you. And a lot of times what happens as parents, they are trying to protect us, right? And they're not always good. They're giving communication the way that they understand it. And this is a good communication lesson. It's the one thing I learned in speech communications at Baylor is understanding how to communicate. Basically, effective communicators, they don't communicate from how they understand it. They communicate from how other people will receive it. And so just because, like, for somebody that what your mom is doing, like maybe they can handle that. Maybe she was able to handle that. Maybe that's how she was communicated with. And she just furthered that cycle. And so it just takes a conversation. Your mom loves you. Your mom supports you. You just got to know, like, okay, maybe my mom this is how she was raised. And so this is all the communication that she knows. And she's not saying this from a place of envy, a place of hate. She's really just doing the best she can to communicate. And it starts with just having that conversation of like, hey, mom, like, I know you have the best intentions for me. I know you love me. And maybe you already had this conversation, but this is how I receive communication. Like, I know you mean well, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just I have some insecurities in my life, but this would help me, receive your communication better. And I would say, like, what can I do for you to communicate with you better? And once you have that understanding with people, you have that effective communication. There's no blockage in there. So it just takes conversation and understanding. And even if she doesn't want to talk, whatever, it's just understanding that she's not coming from a bad place. And that's the way she thinks that's best for you, even if it's not best for you.
Totally get it. Thank you.
That
I
makes
really
sense?
needed that. Yeah, it does. It really does.
All right. I appreciate you. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
No problem. Great question. Great question. And that's true, man. Like when I said at Baylor, like if you know my story, like I took speech communications, and I was like, this is the easy class, like so I don't fill out so I can make it to NFL because Baylor is tough. I was in business something at first, and I was like, if I stay in here, I shouldn't. That's not the way to go, kids. Like push yourself. Like don't do what I did. But that's some of the things that I learned, like nonverbal communication. And I'm big on communication. I'm big on not just communication, but I call it a deeper form of communication, which is connectedness. And so if you're ever around me, I'm a listener. Like I want to listen. I want to make you feel like you're the most important person in the room. And also when I'm communicating with you, before I talk to anybody, I'm always thinking, if I have time to think about it, I'm thinking, okay, how does this person receive this communication? So you guys are in relationships. Like I can bring Maria down here right now and we receive communication totally different. We say communication is totally different. And even if we've changed it, I understand it. So I know how Maria communicates, so I don't take it personally. She knows how I communicate, so she doesn't take it personally most times. And then we have that conversation of like, hey, I would like to be communicated like this. I would be able to connect better with you like this to receive the communication. So it's just the process, man. But you have to understand too, like some people, like it's parents, right? Like if a person, and I don't make excuse for anybody, but if a person was raised a certain way, this is how they were taught, most people never break that cycle. And they just think, okay, this is how this is because this is how I learned my whole entire life. That's why I always say parents with kids, it's very important. You are your kid's example of life, example of communication, example of what's accept, example of faith, everything. And so they learn from you until they can, figure out their own definitions of life. And so a lot of people just carry on what they've been taught and they don't understand that it might not be effective for the next person. I'm probably talking about stuff y'all don't care about. Anyways, let's go on to the next question. Who we got? Somebody said, how long did it take for you to figure out Maria's communication preferences efficiently? We're still figuring it out. But we're definitely better at it. It's so funny because, like, I'd rather her to come on here and talk about that. Like, I don't want to be like, y'all go in her inbox like, Trent was talking about you, and I gotta go upstairs and hear about it. Like, why are you talking about me when I'm not there? So I'll wait till she comes on live. She probably watching right now anyway. Who motivates the motivator? You guys do, man. I'm motivated by life, like straight up. And that's not just a saying I am. I'm motivated by you. Some of y'all don't even realize, like, the ones that I follow, like, you guys motivate me. And so, like, I'm inspired by you guys just as much as you're inspired by me.
Salute, brother. Salute, man.
What's up, man? I was looking for.
I appreciate it. Look, man, you're a big motivation to me, bro. Just a backstory so you can get my question. Say hey, baby.
Hi.
I've been preaching for 9 years. 2 days ago, it made 9 years. So I decided to start making uplifting videos on Instagram. I usually leave a comment on your page as well, kind of like spam, but it's a prayer. You know, I leave a prayer on your page. Watch out. Encourage to the folks and whatnot. And out of nowhere, the page just started growing. I had about 100 followers. Now I'm at 40K, and it's growing even more. So I just want some advice, man. What would you say to keep doing, or how do you just reach more people, or like what's the technique you use? Because some days it's like, man, it ain't going nowhere. I'm not reaching nobody. But then, you know, just how do you handle those emotions, man, that's being the influence and a motivator?
Yeah, man. So that's a great question. So the first thing I would say is, and this is for everybody, like, I think we all deal with it. I mean, you know, Instagram and social media is ran by numbers. So the metrics sometimes control how we feel like. And if you're strong mentally, you're like, oh, this didn't get as many likes as the last one, so people didn't like this. And so the thing you have to do is focus on impact. And so what I try to do on the videos that, you know, that might not get as much reach, I get in the comments and I realize, like, somebody needed it. And I think as you know, being people that we are to help other people, that's our goal, right? Is to just impact lives. So I would tell you, like, to continue to focus on impact over likes. I say mission over. And I think when you have that mindset, you're going to last forever. Like, you're going to continue to grow. And you're playing for I know me, I signed up forever. So I don't plan.
Forever, bro.
Yeah,
forever.
You know, you're playing for the long haul. And as far as, like, you know, I would tell, like, with strategy on Instagram, I think what you're doing, you know, bringing value to other people's pages, I think is incredible. I think, too, asking your audience, asking your audience what they want. I do it all the time. Like, it's to the point now where I don't want to say I don't create, like, what I want to create, but I also want to serve the audience. So even with merchandise, what color shirt? And I'm just like, let me just ask the rehabber. So I asked them, like, oh, that's what you want. Or what do y'all want to hear? Or ask them this, like, what is it about me that really connects to you guys? And when you get that consistent answer, like, they might say, man, I love your prayers, or I love how you do this, I love when you do that. And you understand that's what I like to call your magnet. That's the thing that is attracting people, the audience, to you. And you want to keep on giving that, you know, as long as it's from a place where you're not being drained, you know.
For sure.
And I know it's going to be authentic and just from that real place.
For sure.
As long as you're doing that, I think you'll continue to give the people what they need, man. And over time, it grows.
I appreciate it, brother. Well, keep a lookout for me, man. I'm telling you, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Brother, keep
me
going.
up there. For sure. Salute, brother. Thank you so much, man.
No problem, man.
All right.
Great question. Great question. All right, I'll give y'all one more, man. That was an awesome question when it comes to social media. I don't really talk about social media a lot. So when I get questions about it, I do like talking about it. But yeah, you know, I can't, this is the thing, like, I can't say for other people. I know other people teach social media stuff and tell you how to do it. There are strategies, like, there are, right? There are certain things that you can do to help your chances of getting your message heard. I'm all for that stuff. But I think the thing that's not talked about enough is, like, creating something that's real. Like, I feel like so much we want to skip the process. I've been doing this since 2009. You know, 2011 for sure that I was probably on social media, but 2009 is when I started Rehab Time. A lot of people don't realize that. Like, a lot of people don't understand that I've been doing this for a decade. And a lot of people want to skip the process, skip the journey. Go through the journey and figure it out. And, like, I think Jay-Z said it. He was like, I don't want to follow the trend. You know, I want to be forever. And that's the thing. A lot of times it's trendy. You know, I could go viral today. I could easily go viral. I can pick up my phone and do something stupid and go viral. But I refuse to like be a slave to entertaining people. I want to educate and uplift people. And education, upliftment, and motivation isn't always popular. You know, we like to be entertained as people. So the thing that, you know, that somebody does, you know, that's dumb or just funny or whatever, that's always going to get more reach, because we would rather be entertained than actually do the things to work on ourselves. And nothing wrong with entertainment. I'm entertained too by things, by the way. But you have to understand, when you're in this place of motivation and inspiration, it's just a different feel. And but I just say, if you stay consistent on your mission, stay consistent on what you want to give to the world, and focus on impact. Please focus on impact, because if you can listen to me, okay? I'm telling you this. I'm not a person that had I wasn't a celebrity before social media. I didn't have somebody shout me out. I didn't have a big brother, big mentor. Wasn't able to get on people's lives. Like, I didn't have none of that. Like, literally, Rehab Time was built from the ground up. People say, oh, you had an NFL title. That helped you. Nobody knew me. I wouldn't even know Madden. So throw that out the window. Literally, I started from the ground up. And I always remember this. If I can change one life, and you guys have been following me, you know what I'm about to say. If I can change one life, and that was my own at first, right? I started with me. But if I can change one life, then I can reach many. Because I knew if you were able to help, I only mean change, because I can't change it. If I was to influence change, by the way, I want to be correct about that. I knew I could touch many. And that's what happened over time. But a lot of people don't want to go through that process. You want to get like the course. Nothing wrong with that, because like I said, there's strategy, but you want to get the secret, the hack. And it's so funny. Every time I go to events and I speak about like how you can really grow it from a real authentic place, it turns people off a little bit, because they're like, oh, there's no secret? Like, there's no hack? No. You know, bring value to people. Stay in your inbox. Video chat with people. You know, comment to people. Like, spend time with your audience. Talk to people after events. Stuff like that. Like, serve. And a lot of people don't want to serve. A lot of people just want to be popular. A lot of people just want to blue check by their name. And I get it. Cool. That's what you want. You know, to each his own. I respect it. That's what you want to do. But it takes time. And most people don't want to trust the process of the journey. They're too impatient. And that's what I love about Rehab Time, man. I think that's what separates it from so many different things. You know, so. And even now, like, I don't know, I just don't want to use the word don't care, because I don't want to seem like I'm careless, but I just don't care about, I don't know, I just don't care about certain things. Like, I don't care about being popular. I don't care about being famous. That's why I don't really rub elbows with, like, I don't care about all of that. Like, I don't care about being on TV. It does nothing for my ego. It doesn't, like, at all. I just want to help people. And you start to see, you know, if you take away a lot of the beautiful things that surround, you know, being an influencer, I use that word. You take away the money, you take away the significance, you take away those things, you will see a lot of people disappear. A lot of people disappear, because a lot of people aren't in it just for that, right? Just to impact people. They're in it because of what has surrounded their life, like the significance, the recognition that makes them feel good about themselves. And for me, I lived a life where I had all that, you know, as a professional football player, and I realized how empty I was in doing it. So I know the promises and dreams that people be selling y'all, let me not get to that. But the promises, that dreams that people be selling y'all think that your life is going to be magically better if you have these things. It's not the truth. If you can't be happy with nothing, you'll never be fulfilled with everything. And that's facts. And that's somebody that's telling you, that's lived it and that's living it. I'm not talking from a place of I think. I'm talking from a place of I know. So you got to ask yourself what matters most, and fulfillment is what matters most. And fulfillment isn't a sexy thing to talk about. That's why most people don't talk about it. They'll sell you the dream. They'll sell you the, you know, be a part of this and that and all that stuff, which is cool. You know, nothing wrong with that. You know, I have my inner circle. Nothing wrong with that for people who want to dive in deeper. But at the end of the day, fulfillment comes from within. You know what I'm saying? There's no amount of followers that can heal your insecurities. I know people. I knew myself at a point where I had millions and I was still miserable. I was still unhappy. I know people to this day that if I said their name, you would know, that are unhappy, that are miserable, because they realize, like, dang, like, I thought that this would really heal my soul. Like, having all this stuff would really heal my soul. And it doesn't. It doesn't heal your soul. All it does is make you well known. You got to hide your insecurities more because you're too afraid to share what you're really going through because you don't want to affect your brand. And so now you feel like you're suffering alone. Now you can't, you know, it's a prison. And I'm not saying for you guys not to go achieve whatever, but just be at the right place foundationally. So when you have these things, you're able to deal with it, because it's a lot that comes with it. A lot. So I know y'all didn't ask for that, but I feel like on my heart to talk about it, because I just know the social media world, man, can be a place of like just depression, a place of like comparison, a place of all of that stuff. So, but it's your life, you know, don't let me tell you how to live it. Yeah, man, they can't. Yeah, that's Michael. I don't know if y'all listen to Michael Jordan's. Y'all watch his documentary. I didn't see people talking about this, but this is the main thing that I caught from Michael Jordan in that whole documentary. Outside of everything, like, you know, MJ and shoes and all that stuff and championship stuff, we already knew about. Obviously, it was a lot more in depth, cool things too. But the thing that I took from that documentary is what he said, and I'm probably messing up exactly how he said it, but he said, a lot of people wish they were me for a day. I would just tell people to be me for 72 hours, and you wouldn't want to be me. I don't know if y'all heard that. He was sitting on that couch. He was letting you know that this ain't it. A person that has the world is telling you that this ain't it. And so you see it. You see celebrities commit suicide that have the world. So I think the world is really, having the world is having peace, having connection with God. I've been around the world and talked to many different religions, many different people, cultures, social statuses. And the thing that that's why I appreciate it. The thing that I see that people are most fulfilled with is when they have peace, despite their circumstances. They really understand what life's about. They have a really good focus on what truly matters in life. And I think during this quarantine time, it's helped us really understand that. But I need you to really dial in and focus on what really matters, because what you think matters don't matter. I want to read something to y'all right quick. I'm going to share this. I wrote this. I haven't shared it with anybody. But I want to share this, and I'm going to take one more question. I'm going to get off. It's my spoken word that I never finished. But I want to share it in this moment. Let me find it. Give me a second. Yeah, no amount of fame that takes the pain away. That's right. And honestly, like, fame and stuff like that, like, I don't consider myself famous, but I'm known, and I'm well known. Probably like a Z celebrity, right? I'm well known though. So like, I understand, I can only imagine for people who are like A-list, and like, I wouldn't want that life. I wouldn't want it, because it's just another level of like anxiety. And for me, like, I was just talking about this on this team call I just did. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but I battle with social anxiety, and I've never really said that. I do. As crazy as that sounds, because y'all like, how are you doing that when you're around like people, like events of 3,000-4,000 people, and you're so interactive with people? I do that to face my fear, but I battle with that. Like, I battle with being around people. Like, I'm the kid, the person that feels alone even in a crowded room. I really do. You'll catch me like the most chill, laid back person in a room. And, you know, I'm introverted, but also I have that social anxiety. You know, I just do. And so I've learned how to overcome that and deal with it. But the more rehab time grew, the more that grew. Because now I'm going places, you know, it's every single day. Every single day, at least one person, I meet somebody who knows me. And I love it. I appreciate it. I truly cherish it. But I'm always like worried. You know, it's always like the back of my head, like, you know, my kid, like, it's just another level of things that that comes with it, that a lot of people don't see and understand. You know, like, everybody doesn't like Trent Shelton. You know, people don't, for whatever reason. And so you have to deal with certain things, you know, and your children get involved and they have nothing to do with it, or your wife or whatever, and you become a target. You know, you do. And that's anybody. And that's why I say greatness pays a price. And that's every single one of you. Like, if you're going to do something that's going to impact people, it's not always going to be all love, right? You're going to have a target. Maybe it's a small target, maybe it's a big target. And there's a lot of things you have to learn how to deal with in the process of it. So I just tell people, like, watch what you pray for, because you could be praying for something that will ruin your life. You know, that's just facts. But let me get back to this. Hold on, let me find it. Give me a second, guys. I'm not getting off of here until I find it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right, I'm gonna read this to y'all. I'm gonna put it in spoken word at some point. I just haven't finished it. But so it says, I might have read this to y'all before, but I'm sure y'all need to hear it. What's the point of gaining the world just to lose yourself? Okay, let me make sure I'm reading the right one. Hold on, guys. Y'all like, hold up. Okay, cool. I'll just read this part and forget it. What's the point of gaining the world just to lose yourself? There's no amount of wealth that can purchase mental health. So why do we chase things instead of seeking peace? Because we all know financial freedom still doesn't mean you're free. It doesn't matter how rich you are to the world if your soul's cheap. Because success can't cure your insecurities when the pain's deep. What's the point of working harder if you never see your daughter? What's the point of stacking funds if you can't raise your son? Successful to the world, but a failure to yours. It's hard to see what truly matters when your soul's addicted to more. What's the point of being rich when your life's still poor? It's crazy how we allow success to make us abandon the same ones we say we do it for. But our excuse is we chasing our dreams, even if it means leaving behind meaningful things. I found out success is only half of what it seems. I thought I would find myself in it, but I still haven't found me. Hold on. I'm going to skip it. I got it broken up all types of places, so work with me. Okay, I'll go back to this line. You know, leaving behind meaningful things is to chase our dreams, just to find out the good life is only half of what it seems. It's a Kanye line, by the way. It's crazy how the people's highest up got the lowest self-esteem. I mean, what's the point of smiling for the camera just to die behind the scenes? It's not worth it. But we still pretend to be perfect. We act like we know our worth, but still feel worthless. Acting like we're healed, but still hurting. Acting like we found ourselves, but still searching. I'm gonna leave it right there. So y'all hear that spoken word one day. But I wanted to share that for people, man. Like, I took that from experiences in my life at some point, not right now. And I just took it from experiences of other people's lives that I've been around. I've seen that seem to have the world. So let's take one more question, because it just got deep. Like, it just went like, the mood just went, let's bring the energy back. But I love writing, man. I love writing stuff like that. And it's been tough to get back in that place of creating. You know, I had a new baby, you know, life happens, man. Like, I share this to, like, bring some normalcy, that's a word, to your life. Like, to understand, like, yeah, I go through it, other people go through it too. And so, like, it's been kind of weird to find a place in this. And I just realized too, even my anxiety has, like, heightened during this whole COVID-19. Like, I would wake up, like, feeling like, I don't know, man, feeling like not worth it. That's the best way I can put it. And I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I'm not going through anything. And I'm smart enough to know not to ignore my triggers and my emotions. And so I just dove in deeper, like, where is this really coming from? And, you know, I've been working through that, you know, during this process. So I just want to let you know, man, you're not alone. Like, don't think just because a motivator online and you see the person sharing motivational quotes and videos and telling you how to live life, like, they have their stuff all together. I'll be the first one to tell you, man, like, I have so many questions about life and stuff, but I don't have all the answers. How, Sway? No, I don't have all the answers. I don't. Sway ain't got the answers neither. Trent doesn't either. God has your answers. But I want to share it. Like, I want to be as transparent as I can, because I think that's where the motivation, inspiration comes from, is showing that, like, you go through things too. Like, I wouldn't be able to write the stuff that I write, the videos that I make, if I wasn't for, like, going through stuff. So you're not alone. That's my whole message to you. But let's take one person on here. Okay, let me see. We got somebody. Let's see. One more question. I'm in the comments now. Okay, so let me see. First person I see. Turn up with Tansy. You want to come ask a question? Since I just spoke to your team, you can ask a question. I think that'd be dope. What up? What up?
Hi. Whoa.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? I was not ready for that.
Yeah, I'm just randomly bringing people on. So
I love it.
how's everything going?
Good. We had a really kick butt workout today as a squad, so that was good.
That's good. Why do you work out?
To stay sane. And makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And makes me the best version of myself. What about you?
That's
Why do
crazy.
you work out?
I just want to. It's crazy that you said that. Like everything you said had nothing to do with like how you look. It's about how you feel. I'm sure that's obviously I would say that's like the extra credit, but it's like you focus on how you want to feel. That's pretty cool. That's why I work out.
I feel like I had to learn that the hard way. Like I used to work out to try to lose weight, and I feel like the more I focused on all the things that I didn't have and all the things that I wasn't, just the scale and all the look part of it, I wasn't getting to where I wanted to be. And so I think you even said this on our call, like you got to find your deeper why. And I feel like once you do that, that's when the rest just comes along with it.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Why do you work out? Or do you work out? Tell me about your workouts.
Do I work out?
I need to know about your workouts.
I got you. So, well, it's funny. So I was trying to do like my football workout. So I was trying to do sprints, right? So with my son Tristan. So like I actually I didn't pull it. I tweaked my hamstring. So I had to like realize my age and get back into it. But usually I work out. I like to call them flow workouts. So I don't like to have them too prepared sometimes, 'cause I just like to feel my body and move. So right now it's kettlebells, it's boxing a lot, jump ropes, and I love trail running. Like I'm always on the trail, so I'm always doing some type of trail running, and that's pretty much it. You know, that's my workout right now.
And then you're gonna add turn up in there at some point.
Yeah, I don't know how to
dance it out.
I'm more like I don't want to use the word groove. That's like such a like old word. But, you know, I just chill, you know. I'm just
Yeah.
You know, one of those, you know, like I bounce.
I love it.
Any question?
Any more questions?
Yeah, but besides that, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the call, I asked you what your wife said you needed to work on. Did you go back and ask her what she would say?
Yes, she did. I did ask her, and she did tell me. Hold on. What did Maria say? She said, dang, oh my gosh. It is right over my head because I was like, man, I'm going to remember this. Hold on, give me a second. As everybody think. She said, oh, okay, yeah, I know what she said. So she said I need to work on being more time efficient.
Oh.
So basically she was saying like, and this is true, like she will like say like it's clothes, right? It's like things you need to bring upstairs. She would bring everything in one grab, right? It's like bringing the groceries. You know, some people like can bring in 30 groceries at once. Like she would do that, right? For me, I would like leave it downstairs. I would go take a shower and I would go back and then go back. And so just more time efficient. I agree. Like I value time in the sense of like appreciating life, but I'm not like a prisoner to time too. So I definitely agree.
Interesting. Cool.
Yep.
Well,
all right.
thanks for talking to me.
Appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Who we got? Yeah, she told me that. I was like, what? And then she told me too, Maria was like I rehab her. Like I got to turn off the rehab switch sometimes with her. And I get it. I do understand. Like, but it's all in a good place. Is she on here? Oh, she's on here. Let me bring her on right quick. Okay, let's bring. Let's bring.
I'm in bed already.
Huh?
I said I'm in bed already upstairs.
Okay. I'll be there soon.
With
So,
mine.
so is that so? Like, yeah, let's talk about that. We can talk about it on live. We didn't really talk about it yesterday. So you said I need to be more time efficient. Like, explain to them.
You will
You can
drive.
look bad. It's okay.
No, I'm saying like you just do the most when it comes to getting things done. That's why, I mean, you're getting better as far as like planning your day out. But I'm the type of person, like, if I have things planned and you know, like, I try to do everything that, like I map out what I have to get done. Like, for example, like what I said before, like bringing up laundry, going up and down the stairs is hard. So I just try to get multiple things done in one step.
Maybe I just have a different way of getting things done. Doesn't mean I'm not time efficient. I just have a different way of getting it done.
No, it's efficiency.
But your definition of efficiency could be different than my definition of efficiency.
Maybe. Your thing is as long as you get it done. Me is how much can I get done in one time?
No, you're right. You're right. It will take me forever.
You
But
get stuff done,
But
longer.
No. Let's talk about this on live. Okay. It's like I don't even see these people here right now. So I agree. Okay, but you're not time efficient when it comes to certain things. So like for me, like when I'm cleaning up, right?
Oh yeah, you do
take
get
breaks.
stuff done quick.
Exactly. So who's
Okay,
that?
yeah.
Is that Maya or Marley? That's Maya. What's up, Maya? So yeah, so like what's the deal with that?
Or like one thing that bothers me, I have like when I leave the house, I have to get everything done when I'm out of the house. I can't just come home, sit around for 20 minutes just to leave. Like I have to get stuff done because once I'm home for the day. I'm not leaving. Or I won't get things done that way.
I don't do that.
No.
What do I do?
You come home, you take a shower, you lay around for a little bit, then you get up to go to a meeting. Then you come back home to do something. Then you leave again, go get a haircut. Like you just keep coming. I don't know. Like I have a map in my brain where I have to go. And speaking of maps, Trent is the worst at directions. So that's probably, no, wait, you're good at directions, but you think too much when you're doing something. That's where you're always missing your exit.
That's these people's fault though. I'm always trying to think about how can I better something. I'm a deep thinker. I'm an introvert. Like, you know that, so people can understand. Like I do.
And then when I try to help you out,
First of all,
when I try to help you out.
Time out. I rarely miss exits. I'm just the person, like how many drivers out there are like me where I like to switch lanes at the last minute. I don't see a point of switching lanes like 5 exits earlier into the slow lane. I don't know. It's just fun to switch lanes at the last minute to see if you can make it.
We drive the same route every time. You know that lane merges and you merge at the last second.
I still merge.
That irks me. I'm just very to the T. I've always been like that. I follow directions. I don't cut corners.
But see, listen, but see, when you're to the T, I know a lot of people like this. When you're to the T, you tend to be more stressed because when things aren't going to the T, you're stressed out. But when you're more like a free spirit and just like, you know, it is what it is type of vibe, you're not really stressed.
But there's a guide. That's why you have a guide. That's why people write planners, because they want to plan out their day.
How many people stick to their plans that they plan out?
It doesn't have to be specific. It doesn't have to be specific, but just to like, you know.
Your role. I believe in having. Listen, I don't like structure, and this is something that I've been working on.
Well, I'm a structured person, and
exactly.
That's why you married me.
Yeah, that's why we balance each other out. Exactly. You bring this to my life.
I do have to give it to you. You get stuff done. Like when it comes to cleaning out our closet, like I find ways to sit down, take a break, get on my phone. It will probably take me 5 hours to clean out my closet where it takes you an hour.
Yeah.
So exactly. Yeah, I see you. Yeah. I have to give it to Trent. We were packing last week some of the things, and he got stuff done. Like,
Somebody said we're in 2 separate locations. Yeah, I'm downstairs.
yeah, he's downstairs and I'm upstairs.
What? Okay, let me ask me a question. Everybody ask me a question. What question do you have for me?
Like, what kind of question?
Whatever question you want. And we're gonna end this live after this.
What made you attracted to me? Of course, nothing physical.
What?
I want to know what made you attracted to me.
You know that. Okay.
I just like hearing it. I mean, come on, babe. We've been married 5 years.
No, for sure. I'm getting like it's too much information. Maya's right there. What made me attracted to you outside of physically, right?
Physically, yeah. Not outside of physically.
It sure wasn't. Can I tell you what it wasn't?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start there. It sure wasn't your how do I word this? Like your ability, it's not the word.
To cook?
No. No, you're like to show interest. It wasn't that. Because like, you was trying to play that role like, oh, I ain't interested in you. Yeah, that type of stuff. Yeah. That role. And so it wasn't that, for sure. But I knew that was like a front, by the way. I knew that was a front. But I would have to say, like, I mean, it's gonna seem so cliche, but just your caring heart. You're a very caring person. You're very supportive. And I've told people this a million times, and I'll tell you in front of everybody here. Like, you're super supportive. Like, and it's not in a support like of like, oh, look at, and you do this too, but it's not like, because I don't like that. Like, it's look at Trent, or like putting me up on like, a billboard support, as I would say.
Yeah.
It's support behind the scenes that really matters. It's allowing me to be able to stay on here for an hour and give to people without you being like, Trent, what you like, why you up there all like, you allow me to freely do that. And also, you're just your belief in me, and then who you are as a mother to people. Like, you are a natural like giver. You are a person that
I think I give too much. Like, I feel like my qualities, my good qualities are also like my bad qualities.
Well, we all have that, right?
Yeah, because I care a lot about things, and then when I care too much, then I stress out, and then I feel like it could ruin my day.
But but that's a good quality. Like, you balance.
That's why I don't do drama.
You bring the balance. So like
drama because I care about things too much.
If we're out, like, Maria is the conversation person. Like, I love meeting new people with Maria because
I know someone asked if I was an extrovert.
Yeah. So like, no, because I'm the person that gets around new people and be like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to talk about? And as crazy as this sounds because of who I am, but I'm just like, it just is, I don't know. Extroverts can understand. It's just draining. Maria handles it all. She just talks, and I just sit there and just be like, yep, add my 2 cents. I'm just like the sprinkles on top of the cupcake. I'll just sprinkle something in, and Maria just talks. So I like that about you too. You can hold conversations with anybody, and you make people feel comfortable. Like, you do that. Like, you go into a room and you make people feel comfortable. Like, people are more interested in you than they are me. And it's just facts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, when we went on our little, to the cabin thing, yeah, people were like, Maria's so dope. It's like, what about me? Not me. But nah, I was like, yes, she is. And it's just your personality. You don't even realize
because people think I'm funny, but I'm really not trying to be funny.
Yeah. And that's what's funny about it, because you don't even think, you're not even trying to be funny, but it's funny because you're not trying to be. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So, yeah. Cool. All right.
Okay, what question do you have for me? My contacts are a little blurry. I need to take them out.
Yeah, I got a question for you that probably a lot of people want to know. Is
shoot.
Huh?
I said shoot. Let's go.
How is it being like married to me, like in a person that's like, like, is it hard? Like, the expectations that people might have put on you because of me, they expect you to be a certain type of way. or even just like, you know, having me travel, having to share me with the world, you know what I'm saying? Like how is that? Is something that you struggle with? Is something you still struggle with? Yeah.
Yeah, well, with you traveling, you've done, I mean, when you first started traveling a lot, like you were gone for a long time.
Yeah.
Like you were gone like every weekend and all that stuff, but you knew how that affected me and Tristan, you know, like you missing Tristan's games and what you missed some like his award ceremony and stuff like that. And so like back when you were traveling, like especially when you were on tour, like during that time, I felt like you didn't take a lot of those things. And, you know, when you would book things, you didn't care about it. Not care about it, you didn't think about it. But, you know, after talking to you and all that stuff, like you did a great job of making sure that you put us first. You know, like us having a family calendar, like, you know, what dates to block out, what holidays to block out and stuff. But, you know, I'm not saying you have to make it for every dental appointment, every, you know, so it's really hard sometimes when you travel so much, especially now with 3 kids. And I'm so like, this whole quarantine thing is annoying, but it's also a blessing.
Yeah.
At the same time. Like, we are actually
Because this was gonna be
we slowed down our lives. You were supposed to be traveling like crazy with your
supposed to be my busiest year.
Yeah, your second book coming out, you know, like, can you imagine you traveling that much, us moving, putting our house on the market? Like, that would have been hard. But now you're doing it, like, I feel like you're not traveling as much, you know, and I think being married to you, people expect me to be just like you, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
I think I'm better than you.
You're supposed to.
I'm just joking.
You
I'm just
are.
joking.
You definitely are.
No, like people probably expect me to have a healthy, super healthy lifestyle. Like, you know, and that's just what, like, you know, I guess that's my struggle. Keeping up with you when it comes to health.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing a great job, and I appreciate you. And I will see you soon.
Okay.
Thanks for joining in.
Your daughter's hungry. She
Of
wanted
course,
to bother you
of
and tell
course,
you she wanted
of course.
spaghetti. Oh, y'all, Trent cooked spaghetti tonight, and it was so good.
I cooked chickpea spaghetti too.
Chickpea spaghetti. It was really good.
All right. All right. I love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.